April 7th, those old time feelings. I still have bad days, but that's okay. I used to have bad years. Anonymous. Sometimes the old feelings creep back in. We may feel fearful, ashamed, and hopeless. We may feel not good enough, unlovable, victimized, helpless, and resentful about it all. This is codependency, a condition some describe as soul sickness. Many of us felt this way when we began recovery. Sometimes we slip back into these feelings after we've begun recovery. Sometimes there's a reason. An event may trigger these reactions, such as ending a relationship, stress, problems on the job, at home, or in friendships. Times of change can trigger these reactions, so can physical illness. Sometimes these feelings return for no reason. A return to the old feelings doesn't mean that we're back to square one in our recovery. They do not mean we have failed at recovery. They do not mean we're in for a long, painful session of feeling badly. They just are there. The solution is the same, practicing the basics. Some of the basics are loving and trusting ourselves, detachment, dealing with feelings, giving and receiving support in the recovery community, using our affirmations, and having fun. Another basic is working the steps. Often working the steps is how we become enabled and empowered to practice the other basics, such as detachment and self-love. If the old feelings come back, know for certain there is a way out that will work. Today, if I find myself in the dark pit of codependency, I will work on a step to help myself climb out. I'm Herb the Addictaholic. This is the language of letting go. I use this analogy often, but I've come to view the cycles of bad feelings and, darkness that comes into life, like the clouds that cover the sun on a cloudy day. Sometimes they cover the sun and I get depressed, and then the cloud moves out and I feel alive and happy again. I remember watching this as a child, and my emotions would fluctuate just as the light coming through the windows did, just as fast. And what I realized is that those clouds always move out of the way, even if they're there for a week, during inclement weather and where we have rainy season. It's a season. The seasons pass, and spring comes, summer comes, and then we beg for those clouds to come back sometimes. But the idea is that all things pass. And so when we are going through it, if we stick to the basics, get back to work, get back to working our steps, call our sponsor, hit a meeting, do all these things, these tools that we've been given, if we pull them out and use them, it passes a little faster and a little easier, and we don't get caught up in it, and we don't hold the clouds there and not let them get out of the way, of the sun, of the light, of the happiness and the joy that is waiting at our doorstep every moment. Thank you guys for coming out. Hope to see you tomorrow. Keep coming back. Works if you work it.